harassing the police every single day.
Did the FBI hear fake auditor Ian Mcguire say something about shooting everyone and that's why they raided his house? Did cops prevent tragedy? Jailed YouTuber disputes he intended any harm after authorities seized dozens of guns. By Ann Easker. Staff writer. Punta Gorda. On the day Ian Mcguire was arrested, another YouTuber described him as a mass shooter in training. But Mcguire swears he's not a violent person. Jailed on June 26 after the FBI and the Sheriff's Office raided his home on West Lund Terrace in Port Charlotte, Mcguire is accused of obstructing justice by harassing witnesses in a felony investigation, resisting an officer, and disturbing the peace. The charges stem from an April incident when he allegedly filmed and mocked witnesses on his street while deputies were investigating an aggravated assault and felony battery. In an exclusive interview from Charlotte County Jail with The Sun, Mcguire said he still doesn't know why the FBI was involved. As sensitivities to gun violence rise in the wake of the recent mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton, Charlotte County has few instances of that. From 2013 to 2019, the number of homicides involving a firearm range from 1 to 5 per year, while suicides with a firearm range from 16 to 26. Since legislation created an avenue for law enforcement to seize guns from potentially dangerous individuals through a risk protection order, Charlotte County has filed 31. It's hard to say that you've jailed for a Charlotte County Sheriff's Office personnel removed dozens of guns, including an AR-15 style rifle and a shotgun, along with thousands of rounds of ammunition from the West Lund Terrace residence of Ian Mcguire in Port Charlotte. Sun photos by Jerry Beard. Mcguire. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office personnel removed multiple handguns from the West Lund Terrace residence of Ian Mcguire in Port Charlotte on Thursday. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office personnel removed thousands of rounds of ammunition from the West Lund Terrace residence of Ian Mcguire, in Port Charlotte, on June 27. Jailed. From page 1a. Actually stopped something, said Sheriff Bill Prummell. There are some people we've taken firearms from that probably shouldn't have firearms at this time in their lives, but whether it would have escalated is hard to say. Mcguire has never had his gun seized through a risk protection order, but the 35 guns and thousands of rounds of ammunition taken from his home at the time of his arrest may have given pause to neighbors and community members. The discovery of the firearms led to an additional charge of violating a domestic violence injunction. A restraining order filed by a vendor at the Punta Gorda Farmers Market accused him of stalking and harassing her. The order prohibits Mcguire from owning or possessing guns. Marijuana charges were also filed for the small amount of cannabis and paraphernalia found in his home. On those charges, Mcguire has a $45,000 bond, but prosecutors requested he be held on his prior misdemeanor stalking case. A motion filed by prosecutors states Mcguire poses a threat of harm to the community, lacks respect for the judicial system, and no conditions of bond will be sufficient to assure the integrity of the judicial process. Mcguire views the situation differently. He believes he's been targeted by the sheriff's office. He views himself as a First Amendment auditor, filming people's reactions to controversial speech that is protected by the First Amendment. He believes the sheriff's office doesn't like the First Amendment, and that's why he's in jail. To him, it's absurd he's being held in jail on a misdemeanor. He insists he would never harm anyone. He previously worked as a nursing assistant, a career he said requires compassion and mercy, not typically the qualities of a mass shooter. In the past, Mcguire has stood in public with signs supporting violent acts, including one that said, "God bless the shooter," after 2 cops were killed in Orlando. But he insists he's not going to engage in violence himself. Supporting someone's actions of violence doesn't mean you're going to commit it yourself, he said. Mcguire did not admit to possessing the 35 guns the sheriff's office says they removed from his home, noting the restraining order against him prohibited him from possessing guns. But he said he's a proud supporter of the Second amendment and in the past has owned guns for self-defense as well as recreational shooting and hunting. He has a room in his house dedicated to making ammunition and previously held a concealed weapon license. In the past, his guns have been taken by law enforcement at least 3 other times either due to investigations or judge's orders, according to Charlotte County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Katie Heck. Mcguire also claimed not to be involved in any of the harassment that included sending packages of feces and a dead kitten to the woman who filed the restraining order against him. Bretton Osborne, 27, of Port Charlotte, was arrested the same day for witness tampering charges for allegedly attempting to intimidate the woman from testifying against Mcguire. Mcguire said he has limited knowledge of Osborne but knew he was in the group of people who usually attend his court hearings. He said he had around 23,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel and is not responsible for their actions. Email, and.esker@yoursoon.com. It's hard to say that you've actually stopped something. There are some people we've taken firearms from that probably shouldn't have firearms at this time in their lives, but whether it would have escalated is hard to say. Bill Prummell, Charlotte County Sheriff. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office authorities remove an AR-15 style rifle from Mcguire's Port Charlotte home. Sun photo by Jerry Beard. Prummell.
From your Charlotte County News team, a man's accused of sending a dead kitten in the mail. Punta Gorda police say that Bretton Osborne sent it to a victim of a stalking case. Now, you may be familiar with that case. It involves former YouTube personality Ian Mcguire. NBC2's Megan Miller uncovering how the two men may have connected to try and silence that victim.
Well, the suspect, Bretton Osborne, is accused of coming up to a kiosk like this and sending someone a dead kitten. Now, that's just one of many threatening items Punta Gorda police say he sent through the post office. They say he has been harassing a victim to prevent her from testifying against another man, who you may recognize, Ian Mcguire. Today, I talked with someone who didn't want to share his identity, but says he witnessed the two men harassing the victim over the phone.
On first take, they seem like they're good people, but after listening to the types of phone calls that they've been making, that they're just not good people.
That's how a witness describes the phone calls he heard Ian Mcguire and Bretton Osborne making.
They ordered pizza for the lady, tow trucks.
And in May, Punta Gorda police say Osborne sent the woman a dead kitten.
It's pretty gross and it's pretty demented that people even do something like that. That's just unconceivable.
It was just one of many bizarre things Osborne is accused of sending the victim of a stalking case. She also received fecal matter, menstrual pills, and rotting fruit. But the package with a dead kitten has neighbors disgusted.
I said, wow, this guy's out of his mind.
Osborne was arrested June 27th. He's charged with 8 counts of witness tampering, harassing a victim, and stalking. Police say he was mailing these packages in April and May to try and stop the victim from testifying against Mcguire.
Basically, it's because of some trouble he got into at the Punta Gorda Farmers Market about filming in public.
A witness says the two met through Mcguire's YouTube channel. That's where he met them too. Mcguire used to run 2 channels, so they call it Freedom and Hate the State. According to reports, on multiple occasions, he filmed people, police, and witnesses for those channels.
With a cat being mailed, I've heard a lot of crazy things. I haven't heard dead cats being mailed.
An attorney we talked to says animal cruelty charges could be filed in this case. He says the packages and any connection between Mcguire and Osborne could help the state fight it.
Then that would show us some sort of conspiracy, and obviously it would strengthen the state's case.
The package with the dead kitten was addressed for the victim's grandchildren.
When kids are involved, it's really sad. People are really losing control of everything.
According to the arrest affidavit, the family is unable to open their mail, answer their phones, or go anywhere without fear because of this ongoing case.
It's overwhelming. The whole community, he's victimized everybody that's involved.
Osborne is out of jail on bond. He is due back in court on August 29th. Now, Mcguire has not been charged in relation to the packages or any of these incidents involving Osborne and this case, but does face multiple charges, including harassing a witness. Police say he was caught on camera mailing the packages with Osborne. I'm live in Charlotte County. Megan Miller, NBC.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.